Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Dinosaurs. Today we're gonna do some work on my jaw and we're gonna do some work on my skull and my neck. And hopefully after this session I will be in a much better shape. Alright guys, enjoy the stream number 12. Cheers!
Hi guys. Okay. So as Mr. Dinosaurs just said, today stream I'm going to try and concentrate on its head and its neck because this is the part that is going to take the most time, and so why not attack from where it hurts the more, or I'm not sure how to phrase it. So okay, let me see. Let me just see real quick how many polygons Mr. Dinosaurs does have in the first place. I'm going to save it as a head. Why? Alright. So we need to divide it a little bit more. Let me see. Alright, so this is a good, or maybe not, subdivision level to be working off. Okay, so the symmetry is activated not once, not twice. I don't know how many times I've messed myself up and messed my workflow, forgetting to turn on the symmetry. And sometimes it's just such a drag, such a pain in the neck when you realize you forgot to turn on your symmetry. Then you have to go to in case you forget to turn on your symmetry and you do some details and stuff, what you want to do is go to deformation panel, and you want to mask the bit that you forgot to, the bit that was like has no detail, the bit that was like left out. You want to mask these parts, and then you want to switch your mask, and then you want to press smart resymmetry, and your details are going to get transferred from your like bits that you were working on while the symmetry was off, and so you'll get your details back to the places that you missed. So I'm going to quickly illustrate this. So let's say our symmetry is off, and I'm just so excited to start punching in those scales and doing details and stuff like that, and I'm like ecstatic to be putting like 100 million scales in this like eyelid, and I simply forgot to check my symmetry. So we do not need that right now. So I'm just minding my own business and doing these scales, and life is beautiful. And we're creating these beautiful thought-provoking scales with charisma, and these scales are just something you've never seen before. And these are not your ordinary scales. These are life-changing scales. You know, when you lay your eyes on these scales, it's like nothing you've ever seen. So, and you know, if we had like an hour here, it's like, you know, 2 hours have passed, or more, 4 hours, and we were spending so much time and, you know, energy and dedication to these scales, and so much thought is going into these scales because, you know, all right. So, and then, you know, after 10 hours of, you know, working on these scales, you realize, oh my God, what did I just done? And so there's a cure for this, because smart symmetry was introduced in ZBrush, not sure point what, but it wasn't there, like, you know, forever. So I remember days when forgetting to, you know, turn on symmetry was a real issue. And but luckily, you know, we have this smart symmetry button, and it's all right. So what you want to do is you just need to mask the details that you want them like to be transferred to the other side. Just mask this area, and then you need to switch your. It works both ways. For instance, if you like had your symmetry all the time and you have just like spot of, you know, blank surface where you forgot to activate your symmetry, and, you know, this this blank spot is filled with scales, and, you know, on the other side where you were working on, you just need to mask that blank spot, and yeah, and leave it masked, and your details are going to get transferred. So hopefully I'm doing this right. Smarter symmetry. It was probably the other way around. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Alright, so you need to, I'm sorry guys, it's still early in the morning here for my brain. Enough excuses, let's do this. Alright, so this thing was like correct. You need to mask your area you're working on and that you want to transfer to your blank side. And now you have, you know, this, alright, so you need to switch your mask, and you need to, alright, you need to turn off your symmetry, you need to mask this off, and then you need to switch it, alright, and the thing is almost, should be there. BAM! In your face, ZBrush. That's it. So no longer have you have to worry like crazy for missing, you know, to, you know, have your symmetry on. Alright, so let's see. Let's turn on undo history. Let's show undo history selector. And let's undo all these magnificent scales. And let's remove the undo history selector again. And let us begin, gentlemen. because the future of the planet is at stake and we need to get to it. Oh, hold on. I need to turn on my reference folder. Just a sec. Won't be long now. Okay. Well, that's better. Yeah. So, you know, one of the things that the one of the unknowns for Therizinosaurus is his skull. Like, it's never been found, and so, you know, it's a mystery how Therizinosaurus skull looked like. But there are, you know, a couple of Therizinosauridae members of the family, you know, this group of dinosaurs that were found, like, you know, with their skulls. And I'm starting to sound like Jeff Goldblum, guys. It's like, I just realized that. And basically, you know, looking at these members, like, of the same dinosaur family, we were able to sort of, you know, tell sort of how Therizinosaurus skull head looked like. So we're going to use that to our advantage. Alright. Let me just shush my dog for a little bit. Just a sec. Okay, I'm back. Let me tell you, these dogs, no manners whatsoever. Alright, so where were we? Yeah, the skull, the unknown issue, the things of that nature. Alright. Alright, so I'm trying to put together a couple images. Oh, not that window. So thing. Okay. One other thing that I wanted to like mention, and you know that most of you guys are probably aware of, but for all those who maybe weren't or aren't, is Therizinosaurus claws. And you know, this guy was basically a Freddy Krueger of Dinosaur World. This guy had ridiculously large forelimbs and especially claws. The claws are humongous. And let me just show you a couple images. So this is the Therizinosaurus forelimb, presumably. This is Therizinosaurus claw. Too bad we don't have like a comparison object, like something, you know, maybe a car or a truck, because that'll do it, you know, its justice. So yeah, this guy was, I don't know, like Freddy Krueger, or maybe even better, like, you know, Wolverine, you know, Hugh Jackman of Dinosaur World. Basically a badass in that aspect, but given the probable like background of Therizinosaurus, he was probably a herbivore, so you know, not so badass to attack, you know, like plants and trees with those huge claws. Like, that's not so badass. Or maybe it is. Like, if you would have seen Therizinosaurus do like judo kung fu chop on a, you know, sequoia tree with its claws, and you know the sequoia just shatters and, like, you know, falls apart, I think that would be like spectacular. Like, no T-Rex, no carnivorous theropod would, you know, ever come close, period, to, you know, something like that. A image like that would be like instant mind freeze, I think. It would be instant mind freeze for me. You know, different people have different have their mind frozen over different things. So, you know, a girl walks into a store and, you know, sees shoes, you know, whatever she likes, and these shoes are maybe like, you know, 15-20% sale or whatever, and she has a mind freeze. So, you know, it's like that. Not that I'm like criticizing, I'm just, you know, just a random example. Like, I'm really happy when I, you know, walked into techno, like, you know, store and see a gadget that I've been, you know, looking to buy, and I realize it's like on a discount. Oh yeah, I'm frozen, alright. Like, the opposite of frozen. Alright. So we should stop talking probably, and we should, like, it'll be a good idea to start, you know, doing something instead of just talking. So I'm just going to start, and we'll see where it'll take us. This this work of ours. All right. So, given the nature, given like the fact that, you know, a lot is unknown in terms of Therizinosaurus skull, and the only way we can, you know, sort of hope that we're close to what was once like real is, you know, its closest like cousins, is this is the fact that also gives us a little bit of, you know, like credit maybe, or wiggle room, or whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it. So the tip of the beak or jaw of Therizinosaurus, as well as his maxillae, his snout, or, you know, his beak, they had again, all based on, you know, relatives of Therizinosauridae family. They had a downward sort of curve towards around the tip area. And they had a slight, like their jawline wasn't like straight, perfect straight jawline. They had some, you know, curvature going down along the jawline. So that's what we're trying to establish at this moment. Also, on a couple of reconstructions that I've seen, supposedly they had some sort of tooth, dentaries. I find teeth relatively like difficult word to pronounce for myself. Teeth is something else, I think. Teeth. Why should it be called dentaries? Like totally, like, you know, the word dentaries. Dent. Harvey Dent. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Harvey Dent, also known as Two-Face. Alright. So the eye is too big. We need to shrink the eye. We need to take this eye to the shrink. And put it like a little bit above, like this. That'll be better. Alright, so just checking how badly the mesh was when I moved the eye up. It's in a relatively poor good condition. I think we'll may be able to work with this. Oh boy, what I wouldn't do for some, you know, for a jar of milk and a couple cookies, a couple nice crunchy cookies with cocoa taste or something like that. Oh boy. You need to put that cookie down. Put it down. Put that cookie down right now. I'm telling you. I'm not going to repeat myself again. So let's do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Just a tiny bit of like inward polar. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly save, hold on, I'm going to save this old, the starting point. I wish to save starting point. And I always like to, you know, compare my starting point with my, work in progress, or, you know, finished stage of work. It's always sort of, you know, gratifying to, you know, see the distance that you've covered. And let me quickly mask off this area here. so that I can see the thing from the inside a little bit easier. So one of the things that I'm like that I need to sort of try and find some maybe reference for is, I'm not sure how dentaries are like connecting to the palette. And whether these dentaries are, you know, just at the beginning of the beak, or whether they are like, you know, all along the jawline. So this is something that I need to Google a little bit, but not just yet. This can come in the last. Alright, so this is just, you know, straight from my head, like nothing, no particular reason for the palette to be looking like this. I'm actually going to use trim dynamic to sort of flatten it a little bit. Oh, masking, backface masking. Yeah, I think this is maybe a little bit better. Like, you know, if you're not sure what's, you know, how the palette is structured, there are like no bones, nothing like, or if you, you know, do not have a good reference files or for particular thing that you're working on, it's probably best idea to maybe keep the palette as even and as, you know, smooth as possible, because there's nothing wrong with having a smooth palette. Like, you know, crocodiles, they have pretty smooth palette as far as I know, and they have huge like snouts. So you know, the sort of, well, not the worst thing that you can do, but I mean, I catch myself doing it sometimes, because, you know, it's there's a name for that, and it's called horror vacui. So it literally translates into fear from empty space. So horror vacui, and it basically means, like, you know, you're like allergic to clean surfaces, and you just, you know, are you just have this, you know, big urge to fill in these spaces, and then, you know, you start to do things like this, like, you know, something that comes straight from, you know, cartoon, you know, Tom and Jerry, or, you know, these type of things. And you have yourself, you know, a nice ribbed palette, and you actually, you know, never stop to ask yourself, why did I do it? Is this like, you know, does this make any sense? This, you know, why palette is smooth or this or built this or that way, without ever, you know, trying to maybe, you know, dig a little bit deeper on the subject of palette. You know, we just keep adding these details, and just because of this horror vacui, the fear of emptiness, of empty space. And you know, so I conquered my fear by, you know, not the easier way. Like, I added stuff, and now I feel you know, I feel better. It's like, that's just, you know, that's it. Well, you know, in the reality, there's a saying, let me try and remember how it goes. Something like, more is not, less is more, or something like that. Which I think is bullshit in most like applications, most occasions, but you know, sometimes it really does make sense and really, you know, conveys the message the best. So let's our Therizino is also probably had a beak like a keratinous sheath on the top of its like beak or snout. So it probably had something similar to what, you know, most of Ceratopsia have. Some sort of like beak structure, and you know, followed by soft tissue, sort of like, you know, parrots and these type of animals. me just quickly load my older model as well. So this is my earlier, like, you know, 3 or something years old Therizinosaurus model. Alright. More like a 6 foot turkey. Alright, so I wanna, let me just quickly try and hold on, just a sec. Just looking for a reference or two. This is also sorry, this is also important for, you know, part of the creation process. Alright, so let's save this. So it's important to establish a good base for our sculpt, for our model. Once we've done that, like, you know, punching in details is another important part, but it's a lot easier to, you know, work with a solid base than, you know, to have a base that you're not quite sure, you know, whether you like it. If you're having like second thoughts about your base, it's not good. Sorry guys, clipped the microphone with my pen. trying to form or sculpt the soft tissue around the nostrils. So the eyes are going to be, the eyelids are going to be sculpted in a, like some sort of half shut or half opened posture. Because if I open them, upon sculpting, if I open them fully, later on it's going to be difficult to, if we need to animate, if we need the animal with closed eyelids, it's going to be hard to achieve that, because the details that are sculpted in on our open eyelids are going to stretch so badly it's not going to look good. That's why we need to try and, upon sculpting our model, have its eyelids closed, at least halfway closed. Sometimes clients complain and they object I didn't what's wrong with the eyes, why doesn't it have eyes like this or that. Then I just need to explain the technical reason for why it's being built like that, and then alright, it's okay, but make sure it has the eyes like that when it's finished. Will do, sir, will do. Let's do the other eyelid as well. Let's close it down a little bit. Alright, so this is more than enough, I think. So if the model is going to be animated, this is crucial, as well as giving the animators and riggers a solid low poly structure, to have something to rig and work and operate with. So what I was saying about riggers and giving them a meat to work with regards to eyelids, which means it's basically when you return your model to a subdivision level yet and 1, the eyelids should still be there. Like they shouldn't, like, you know, go flush to your like this, something like this. Like they, you know, you need to have this eyelid structure there. Ours is not the best example of, you know, how it should look, but it's still manageable. So we'll have to definitely do a retopology of our skull of our head, because as you can see, one of the things that is going on right now is that my mesh is going the opposite direction of where I want it to go. Basically, sorry, I've got this like eyelid creases that I want to create, and my creases are going one direction, as you can see, and since I turned on the wireframe, you can see how my mesh deviates and goes completely, you know, the opposite. Like my mesh is doing this almost, like you can see it. See my mesh, and this is not good. That's something I don't like, and this is something that we need to, you know, fix. So all the other areas are, you know, relatively are okay. But you know, the eye area, not so much. So I'll need to do the retopo right now. So we've got some deformation here while our jaw was hidden. This can be fixed easily. We'll probably need to work on our jaw as well. You know, there'll be a point where we'll have to sort of mask the jaw, and then, you know, close the jaw to align the jawline with the maxillae, sort of create that jawline, you know, lip seal type of thing. sculpting the interior of its jaw a little bit. We must conquer the horror vacui, you guys. So just trying to figure out maybe, you know, the place where the tooth could have been. This should be like something similar on the upper part. All right. So I'll need to do a retopo in a little while. sometimes in some, birds, the transition from soft tissue to like keratinous structure of the beak is relatively subtle. It's really hard to notice. Like there are no, lines like this, separating the two type of tissues. Instead, it's barely noticeable, and it's masked, with color and with really subtle and gradual topology or surface structure. Sort of like some sort of creases or formations that go from keratinose to and continue on to soft tissue. And the real, line, like it's really, really hard to even notice. It's particularly windy right now. I don't know if you guys can hear. There have been some storms this morning, and the forecast is that it'll be some stormy like weather throughout the day. Hopefully nothing major. Sometimes, during bigger storms we lose electricity and or phone lines, so it's not too fun. But it could always, get worse. Like, I was thinking it's sort of a luck, or I don't know, to be living here where I'm living in terms of, geological and atmospherical, things are concerned. Because in a lot of country, loads of other countries, you have like floods, you have earthquakes, you have really freaking big winds and tornadoes and stuff like that, and or volcanoes or whatever, mudslides, multitude of different things that nature throws on mankind, and that can be like devastating, that can leave devastating effects. So sort of lucky that none of these things are common to area where the Croatia is located at geologically. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow there will be like earthquake that will put everything to dust. So you never know with these things, but historically it's like not prone. This country and the area is not prone to major geological things. So I'm just trying to maybe create some interesting facial features for our Therizinosaurus. Also, we need to keep in mind that our Therizinosaurus will also be covered with downy, feathery type of fuzz. sort of a spot for our ear. So it was probably not located like right here or something like here, because this area was like filled with muscle tissue for the like along this area there are attachment points for jaw muscle. So the ear probably came, behind these. Now whether the ear was more up or more like lower, closer to the jawline, that's I don't know, difficult to say, especially for a animal that they've never discovered the skull. At least as far as I know. Maybe like maybe a month ago or a couple months ago, maybe that's something that was discovered, but maybe not yet published. So just quickly save the progress. Still, basically, we're still trying to sort of get a feel for the animal and get a direction, a solid direction with these basic shapes. So I'm still not at a good place with you know, the head, but as we move our, you know, pixels about the screen, we'll eventually come to the good place. try and create a retopology. Let me just quickly paint. Hold on, I'm looking for a topo brush. Always have difficulties in locating that bastard. There it is. Alright. Let me just clone the tool in case something goes wrong. That's not too good. So what I'm doing is I'm saying to ZBrush Retopo feature where I want my loops and where I want my, topology to go and to follow. Could have done that better a little bit. No. Alright, so this is hopefully what it's going to be enough, and tell our z-remesher, just enough so that it can create a solid base for us. Okay, let's try. Well, this is not too good. Nope, not again. I'm going to try and do one other thing. Hold on. Alright, so my topology is still here. Standard brush. I'm going to try and help ZBrush in determining the polygroups and via polygroups, and so that it can create loops maybe a little bit easier. Okay. So let's try like this without pressing keep groups and freeze border. Let me see. No, we obviously have to keep groups. This is still not it. I'm still not getting what I want. I'll be back in a minute, guys. Thanks, Crow Claus. Thank you. The things are recorded and uploaded to YouTube channel, so they'll be available to for a later viewing. Okay, so I'm not sure why the polygroups weren't present the last time. No, this is a mess. Let me try this. Sometimes z-remeasure works like a charm. Sometimes it, can become a little bit tedious. Still not there. Maybe the curve strength is too big. Let me try it. Reduce that. Alright, so this is getting closer to what I'd like to see. It's just not there completely. Like, let's try and do a little bit more z-remeshing, and hopefully we'll get it. Alright. Now this is really close. A little bit more polygons. So let me try and do one more loop. So maybe this will tell, so maybe this additional loop will enable a better Z remeshing. Let's just check this out. Not there yet. Nope. I'm not sure why it keeps doing this. Nope. No. Okay, so I obviously forgot how to delete lines. Okay. Alrighty, let's try again. Let's reduce the smoothness, smooth groups. Come on, you need to do it, but now! This is getting ridiculous. Alright, come on, do it, please. Oh, bullshit! God damn it! Jesus. Like in a couple hours, like attempt 165. Rage quit. And oh my god, this is great. Is this it? Did we nail it? Sure looks like it. Oh yeah. Not the best, not the best, granted. Right, I was so excited there for a sec that I started mixing Croatian and English. Alright, so yeah, I like this one. Nothing else that we can do except maybe erasing this piece of mesh. You piece of mesh! That's a new swear word that I'm using. Like, you know, when somebody annoys you, and you're like, you piece of mesh! Go to Polygon, you. Alright, so we lost somebody. Somebody didn't appreciate swearing on live stream. So we need to delete this mesh that we polygrouped just now, and we're going to do that by going into so we're in the major, like a tool menu, and we need to go to geometry submenu, and we need to go to delete modify topology, I'm sorry. So modify topology, and then delete hidden, and this is what takes care of that bad unwanted piece of mesh. You piece of mesh. So we lost another. So I had 2 live viewers, and both of them left. Nobody appreciates swearing, I guess. You guys, you are stinking pieces of mesh. Alright. Let's get serious now. Wait a second. I wanted to not that. So this is the old model and the latest model that we built. But this is still not there yet, sort of. We'll still need to, spend some more time in trying to nail the, base shape. What is the name of? Okay, so head 1, head 2. So this is our meshes. Alright, so head 2 is something, and head 1 is something else. Yeah, so the head 2 can go. Head 1 is here to stay. It is here to stay. Just turning the model a little bit, trying to, figure out what my next move would be. Let's try and see whether our jaw is any good when it's closed against the maxillae. So we've got our mandibular bit masked, and we are going to so this is sort of not it. No. How come? And the hinge should be somewhere here. So that could mean only one thing. What is it, guys? Come on. What's the problem here? It's the length of the jaw. We need to let's say our jaw hinges somewhere here, and so that means that we need to do this. And now we can open it again. Sorry. Let me just quickly find get a sphere and down just attach it. So to create a jaw hinge pivot point for a jaw that we can use, later on if we need to for some reason open or close the beak. I'm sorry, I was yawning. We need to go to deformation, unify, and we'll discover our Death Star right here. So let's go to our jaw again. Let's test this pivot again. Now, I'm not sure if there is some sort of automatic way of applying, like aligning this move or rotate tool to the sphere. I'm not aware of any such thing. Alright, so we nailed this. Oh no. Oh noes. Oh no. Just realized I sort of blew up my jaw. No, not the move brush. We need rotate. Thank you. And then we need scale. Okay, this is where the error was going on. We should turn off our local symmetry. Yep, much better. Alright, so let's try and fix the lip seal type of thing. That's beak seal, or you know, whatever. Jaw seal. No, what did I just do? What a noob. I removed the mask for jawline, so you know it'll be fun to go back to a open state. To the open jaws posture. Alright, let's try and do this. I'll take in flat brushing. Right, so we're going to use our color, the blue color that I added to our jaw, which is this. I'm going to use this information to like summon our mask back. We need to go by color, intensity, and there it is. I summoned thee back. And here it is. Here's our mask. Whoa. It's not perfect, but let's try and build a little bit of the inside of a mouth. So a flat brush maybe? Nope. Okay. Maybe I'll use a magnify brush as well. Oh, that's too big. This is it. Looks like a horse also. Horsey, horsey. Pretty horsey. Your fur is pretty horsey. Okay. Still, it'll need a bit more tweaking. This Therizinosaurus of ours. Still not there with the look of the head. got a whole world in his hand. He's got a whole wide world in his hand. And you could literally say that for Dinosaurs, because this guy had huge hands, man. He had huge. Abso-freaking-lutely, like, you know, no way how huge they were. Although, like, I'm not now. I'm going to bring up some sort of personal feeling about Therizinosaurus, because now, before I start talking anything, just alright, so yeah, so basically, you know, a little of the skeleton was found, and but there are other Therizinosaurids. And what I was like feeling and thinking, maybe probably dead wrong, but just, you know, throwing ideas around. Um, like, what if the thing that happened with Spinosaurus, and you know, how Spinosaurus look changed over the years as they, you know, discovered some things, and as they began to realize, like, its hind limbs, like his legs sort of shortened, and I think its sail, his sail changed the, you know, shape, and things like that. And so I was thinking, what if somehow, because I'm not sure how full or complete skeletons were discovered, you know, of those other Therizinosauriid family dinosaurs. So what if, I'm sorry, oh god, this is so, what if the forelimbs for Therizinosaur are, like, you know, not so big? Like, what if some, you know, other pieces of like, what if the specimens were mixed, like, you know, the fossil that were preserved, like, do not belong to one animal, or maybe yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make sense when I, like, say it out loud, but in my head, what I'm thinking about, sort of, not the, you know, not the you know, the what we know now is, like, you know, wrong or whatever. Just saying, what if, you know, over the coming years we discover fully, you know, preserved Therizinosaurus, and it turns out his, like, forelimbs weren't that big? Like, what sort of how do we, like, you know, interpret the data that we've found so far? Like, what happens with the old you know, image of Therizinosaurus? Like, were we so wrong? Like, were the like, fossil pieces duped, like, like perpetrated or something. You know, there have been cases where guys would found like, you know, a specimen or a couple specimens, and they would like, you know, take the best preserved pieces from each specimen and, you know, put them into one, sort of like to increase the value if they're like intending to sell it or whatever. So again, this is just like brainstorming out loud, nothing nothing to, you know, ruffle anybody's feathers or something. So yeah. I'm just trying to build a sort of trying to work out skull, shape of the head. Okay. So we sort of are trying to, what we're trying to do is sort of transition from a featureless face to something a little bit more memorable or solid. Okay, let's try and narrow, like flatten this shape a little bit. Building some type of dev lab. I thought I was in a standard brush. Alright, so this is what we've started with during this session, and this is what we have right now, although more work needs to be done. Some more work on the base shape, and then of course the detailing. I'd say it looks better. So we did a little bit less than 3 hours of work. Trying to figure out what exactly do I need to do more to the base shape. Alright, so I'm gonna take a break. I think I'm sort of stuck a little bit now between not knowing whether to start applying details or not being particularly sure whether I need whether I need to, you know, work a little bit more on the base shape, like tweak some details and some details that I'm not sure what are those details that I should be tweaking. So, you know, in these situations, sometimes it's best probably to, you know, leave it alone for a bit, let it cook, and, you know, come back a little bit later and with, you know, clearer ideas and whatnot. Maybe, you know, browsing through my inspiration folders with, you know, birds and stuff like that will give me some ideas what to do, if anything, you know, to improve the design of our Therizinosaurus here. So of course also the feathery thing, I guess we'll have feathers covering the most of the neck. Just trying to, since I'm stuck with, you know, not knowing whether, as I said, continue on to details or, you know, play a little bit more with base shape, I'm going to quickly try and see what with the feather, you know, the starting point maybe. Stuff like that. Like, does it go all the way like this? Just go over to fiber mesh preview. Hell. is playing for a bit. Alright. Oh yeah. Kiss. Come on, doors. Groom lengthen. Lengthen. Lego. No. Nope. Alright, so I would have to maybe accept. day today. trying to get a color. Alright, so actually like what I've came up with. For some reason it looks pretty good. Alright, so I need to paint the neck a little bit. Trying to figure out why I'm not able to paint no, I'm not sure. this as a fur test. And I'm going to export it as an image file. Cool. So, as you can see from my example here, I sort of got stuck, and I honestly didn't know, what else could I do, and I was indecisive. I didn't know whether to, carry on and start adding details, or whether I should maybe, stick a little bit more with the base shape, and try and make it. Try and play around with it a little bit and see what happens. And since I was so indecisive, and I couldn't move from this point that I got stuck in, I decided I sort of planned to stop the stream, and then okay, well, while we're here, let's try and let's just try and do something else. And I was thinking maybe adding playing with the color, and then I realized, all right, so since Therizinosaurus is going to be covered with some sort of fuzz, I decided I'll play a bit with the fiber mesh, and here we have the result, which is pretty cool. I think it looks pretty good. Actually, considering this is a sketch, like a 3D sketch for an animal, so the final fur will obviously look a lot better, a lot more realistic, with all the shadings and reflections and specularities and stuff like that. So, but I like what I've got here. I like how the feathery fuzzy thing is working with the with our Therizinosaurus shape. I like how the fur feathery fuzz transitions from short stubby type of fuzz to longer fuzz. I sort of like this mohawk type of thing that's going on the back end of the neck, top of the neck, dorsal bit of the neck. So yeah, I think this will probably work ultimately. Let me just save another one. One other thing that I can do is I'll copy this, I'll duplicate this pivot point, and I'll just move it slightly to reposition it sort of as an eye. let's edit this eye madcap. Right, so I'm going to finish this session, and I'll be seeing you soon with progress on Dinosaurs. Thanks for